What of it I can't talk. I'm so nervous about this that I can't even get the words out. Hi guys, it's me, and today I wanted to talk to you a bit about acne and my personal experience with it and kind of a stigma that is facing it. I know that a lot of people in our population struggle with acne, and yet it never seems like anybody does. We've made it such a, I don't want to say taboo, but it's definitely not viewed as an attractive trait on people, and I think that's a bummer considering we have, a pretty accepting society. I mean, we have plus size models, models with disabilities, we have models of different ethnicities, cultures, etc., and yet I've never seen a model with acne, unless it's for an acne wash commercial, but even then it's, a CGI'd pimple. I'm really nervous to make this video for you guys. I wanted to make it without any makeup on, just to, I guess, show you guys that I kind of know where you're coming from if you're here and you can relate. Dude, I feel you. It definitely sucks, but I just want to talk a little bit about it today so maybe you can feel less alone or less like it's such a big deal to have acne if maybe you have a bunch of friends who don't, like I did. So I wrote down a bunch of stuff on this paper that are kind of talking points for me, so if I'm glancing down or stuttering or having an internal panic, it's okay. First things first, I want to tell you guys a bit about my personal story and my personal experiences with acne and kind of where I started and when I started to notice it affecting my confidence and my ability to interact with people and be out in public and all of that. About 11 or 12, I started getting pimples as expected because puberty, fun, love it, such a good time. And it was never a big deal to me. I didn't really care that much. It never really affected me until I was a little older. But I've always been a little older than my friends. Obviously, that's how age works. But I've always been older than my friends and the friends that I've had for the most part, and none of them ever really had acne struggles. Really, I mean, their worst breakouts were like a whitehead or some blackheads, and they would freak out. They wouldn't leave their house. They'd be like, I can't go out without makeup. I can't, can't leave my house. I can't go on a date with this guy. I can't do this or that, just because they'd have one little pimple. And I never had that problem. Maybe I was just really a cheeky son of a gun who didn't care, or maybe I was too busy to care, but my acne never bothered me until I was probably 13 or 14, and it started getting worse, which really started to affect me. I went from being completely nonchalant about it to being hyper-focused, and I didn't like that lifestyle. I couldn't deal with it. I had so much else going on in my life that I couldn't believe I was spending that much time a day stressing about my face and my appearance. By the time I was 15, I definitely noticed it, and I think that's because I was definitely noticing guys a lot more, and I definitely noticed that they always went for my friends over me. And I think after a while, because I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me per se. I just happened to be a busy person, and I was never really around guys, but I was always kind of when I was hanging out with guys or guy friends, I was always like, well, why don't you like me? You go for my best friend, or you go for this other girl I'm acquaintances with. And it's I felt like I had so much to offer, and yet no one was interested. And I eventually, I think, started comparing myself to other people. I was like, okay, well, what do they have that I don't have? Like, why wouldn't they want someone that's smart and funny and kind and interesting, and like, why wouldn't they want somebody like that? And it's not that these other girls weren't those things, it's just I saw that stuff in myself and I was like, why doesn't anybody else see that? I think it then came to me comparing like physical attributes. I was like, okay, I'm not as tall, I'm not as skinny, I'm not as blonde, I'm not as acne free. And I think that's the one I really clung on to throughout the years, is if people didn't like me or if people were mean to me or anything like that, it was because of my acne. And I know this sounds ridiculous. I know it sounds like probably the craziest thing you've heard all year, but if you've been there, you totally understand where I'm coming from with this. And it's not crazy. It is, but it's not. It's something that just in your brain, when you feel like you're not enough, you start attributing every little thing to your acne. So, I mean, I tried everything. I changed my diet, I exercise every day, I've tried a billion different products, I've tried every chemical, I've tried every topical thing, I've tried just, oh my gosh, everything. And it's frustrating when you feel like you've literally cleared out the shelves in every store, you've spent hundreds, if not thousands of dollars trying to figure out something that's gonna work for you, and it just doesn't. It just either gets worse or it gets slightly better to where no one even notices, so it's like, why am I gonna spend the money on this when nothing's changing? I had a very, very frustrated few years with that process. And I feel like now at almost 21, I'm just getting to a point where I'm a lot more accepting of my bare face. I'm a lot more accepting of my health routine, of my diet. I'm less restrictive. Anytime I went anywhere without makeup, even with makeup, I had people that felt the need to comment on my skin. They would tell me, oh, have you tried X, Y, or Z? Well, why didn't it work for you? What's wrong? Like, what are you doing? What are you eating? How do you exercise? Do you wash your face? How about your pillowcase? Like, anything. And trust me, when I say earlier that I tried everything, I mean I tried everything. And so for strangers who don't even know you, who don't know your history, to just come up to you and feel the need to put in your input and to treat you like it's as simple as drinking more water, because, hang on, I drink so many of these a day, like a ridiculous amount, and I've still got acne, I've still got spots, I've still got scarring, I still get new breakouts, I'm still me. Evidence for you that I actually drink this. I always kind of went like the cheap route. I went for what I could afford as a young teenager. I went to, CVS, Walgreens, Target. Like, I went to a lot of places that just have cheaper stuff. And I didn't know anything about ingredients. I didn't know anything about your skin could have a reaction to things. I didn't know any of that. And so I really had a trial and error process. And I mean, I went in CVS a few months back, and the woman that works there, this has been so rough for me. Every time I go in there, I'm super self-conscious all of a sudden. I was buying like a face mask, and she looked me up and down and just went, "You buy a lot of face products." Okay. Oh, well, my daughter, she uses lemon juice and vinegar, and her skin looks beautiful. You should try that. Where did I ask your opinion? Let's talk about my journey and how I've kind of come to be where I am now, and why I'm in front of a camera without any makeup on, looking like a greasy this. I don't even know where to start, where my self-confidence journey has been up and down. It's constantly evolving. It's never ever the same. Every day I wake up and it's a new me, new issue, new celebration. It really just depends on the day. And I think when I realized that like a day is just a day, I think I just started weighing priorities. I realized I wasn't the same person I was when I was younger. I wasn't that carefree person who put more time and effort into who they were and what they were doing with their life. I was putting all that time and effort and energy into poking at my face and trying to fix my face like 5 hours, if not more, a day. That's exhausting. It is exhausting to be that person. Just, if anything, that was just dragging my mind down. It was making me hate myself. It was making me hate my acne. It was making me feel inferior to other people. It was making me less of myself. And I think that's the hardest part when you struggle with acne is not losing who you are to your acne. And that's gonna sound ridiculous if you've never been through it, but if maybe you don't have such strong acne, think about how you feel when you get 1 pimple or 2 pimples, maybe 3, and just, don't you feel a little less confident that day? Don't you feel a little less than, a little blech, a little just like you're not as willing to go out and pursue things? Whether you want to admit it or not, that little bit of acne definitely influences you. It takes a toll on your mental state and how you face the world. So that's why I think this is such a big issue to me. I think this is why it's such a big deal for chronic acne sufferers, and it's hard to understand this if you've never been through it. But we're not ridiculous, we're not crazy, we're not overreacting, we're not crying for attention, we're not asking for compliments. We are just trying to live our best lives. We're trying to be the best version of ourselves and trying to be the most confident, most determined, driven, beautiful people that we can be with our acne. And that's where I'm still trying to get to. I've been hyper-focused on acne for years, and I think I'm just getting to a point in my life where I realize I don't want to put all of that energy and time into worrying about something I can't really control. At the start of this year, stopped wearing makeup every day. I only wear it for like big occasions now, and yeah, it was a trip. It was a trip. I don't think I'd be where I am right now if I didn't take that step. It sucked. I work in a customer service job right now, and I have to deal with people every day who are beautiful people. You know, I'm in the OC. There's beautiful people everywhere. And having to come face to face with so many of these people every day, when you realize that you have horrible acne and there's people staring at your face all day, like, it is hard. But that was an important step for me because it really made me step up and not get my validation from other people. It made me realize that other people are gonna judge me no matter what I do. If my skin was clear, they'd find something else to judge. If I was gonna get my validation from other people, life was gonna be really hard. It was gonna be so hard. And I think by taking that step and not wearing makeup every day and going to work and being confident in what I could provide to people, even though maybe I don't have the nicest skin, that was a big step for me. It placed my value in something other than my skin. It was no longer clear skin creates the best people in the world. It was now, okay, my skin isn't that clear. but that doesn't detract from any less of the person that I am. It doesn't make me any less smart, any less driven, any less kind. It doesn't make me any less crazy. And that was a big step for me. It was a really big step. Another big part of coming to accept how my acne affects my life, besides validation, was learning to accept the fact that people can still love you. People will still find you attractive. People will still want to date you and be with you and be around you, even if your skin isn't the best. And I know that sounds ridiculous, because it is ridiculous. It's ridiculous to think that people wouldn't want to be around you because of a pimple. But I definitely know people that are shallow enough that they would be that way. But it's okay, because I found tons of people that are not that way. One of my best friends totally understands everything that I'm saying. She totally understands that placing value in your acne is ridiculous. She is one of the most ridiculously confident people I know, one of the best people I know when it comes to female empowerment and being confident with what you've got. And I admire her so much for that. I mean, you guys have met her. Her name is Ruby. She's super chill. And I love her for that. She is the best person when you need a pick-me-up about yourself. And I know that sounds contradicting because I just told you guys not to get your validation from other people. But let's face it, we all need somebody on our team, on our side, who can help you up when you fall down. Because especially when you're dealing with acne, it's a lot of ups and downs. It's a lot of confident struggles. And you're gonna struggle, and you're gonna need people on your team, whether it's your parents, a boyfriend, a friend, the internet, anything. You know, you need somebody on your team, you need someone on your side to make you feel that you're not crazy for feeling what you feel. You're just normal and you're doing what you can. You are making the best of what you've got. And that's important. That's a big step in and of itself. And then when it comes to social media, that is, I don't know, like, what can you say about social media? It kind of is what it is in this day and age. It's heavily filtered. It's about being perfect. It's about looking like Kim Kardashian or Kylie Jenner or who else? I don't even know. That's what comes to mind. But it's about being flawless, about not having cellulite or veins or acne or a weird shaped foot. I don't even know. That's hard. Especially in this generation, we are exposed to that 24/7. There's always somebody prettier, there's always somebody smarter, there's always this or that, but especially on like Instagram. That site is the reason that I started this channel. It is the reason I started my blog. It's the reason I started my own personal Instagram. I started this channel because scrolling through Instagram, looking how I do, feeling how I do, I got so sick of seeing replicas. That's all Instagram is to me. It feels like replicas. There's no real people there. It's just people replicating somebody else. They want to look exactly the same, pose the exact same, take the exact same photos. There's no creativity, there's no individuality, there's just replicas. And it's sad, and I hate it. I wanted to break that up. I wanted to bring something into the world that's different and positive and fresh and honest. I wanted something honest. Because I think that's so hard to find. I wanted somewhere where maybe if you feel like a misfit everywhere else, you could come and be like, hey Lauren, I totally get you, dude. You're not weird. Maybe a little. I'm a little weird. But hey, you got a support team. You're my support team. And I thought that would be really cool. I wanted to make this video for people who maybe went through the same experience that I did, or who still are going through that experience, or maybe you're a little younger and you haven't been through that yet, but maybe you will be. I hope you don't have to experience that, because it sucks. But you know, I wanted to make this video to help you in case that's where you're at, because I want you to know you're not alone in this. It's not something only you have to face. There are other people out there that have the same struggles, even if it doesn't seem like it. So I wanted to be able to help you guys with that a little bit. Oh my god, why am I tearing up right now? This is so emotional for me, for like a multitude of reasons. But yeah, that was essentially the message. I don't want you guys to feel alone, because I know that sucks, and I don't want anyone to have to feel that way. On that note, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is a very personal video for me. I'd love if you could leave a comment telling me about your own experiences, if you learned anything from this video, if you can relate to anything in this video. I'd love to hear from you guys, and I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.